is not difficult to find a job, if, at least in development field. You would find a job here, and it's just about patience and having confidence. Self confidence is also important.
Welcome everybody today to the second part of my interview with Anjali, a Angular developer who moved from Bangalore, India to Munich, Germany a few months ago, and we helped her doing that. And in the first part, we talked about the interview process, the application process in Germany, and today we want to talk more about how it is to move here, to find an apartment, how the initial days at work are. So welcome today, Anjali.
Thank you, Timo. It's nice.
Yeah. Now you're in Munich. Tell us, how is Munich?
Munich is it is quite cold compared to India, and I think weather-wise there is some sort of adjustment initially you have to make, because it takes time, and it's been just 1.5 months, and I think I'm slowly getting used to it, and that is not an issue. Apart from that, I think culture-wise, people-wise, it's quite a calm environment, and you would start liking this calmness and everything, and there is nice understanding among people, and the process is quite clear. So I think there would be no apart from the initial a little bit of trouble settling down and getting an apartment, as you just mentioned. That's quite a process. But once you find an apartment and you've completed your initial registration, such as KVR and your social security number, all that is obtained, I think then it would be a calm process, and you would start liking and settling in quite well.
Awesome. You told us in our first part that your husband is already studying in Germany. He's living here for 2 years now, I think. Is he also living in Munich, or is he living in a different city?
He is currently living in a different city. And so we are, traveling quite often to each other's place. That's how we manage. Thankfully, even mine is work from home. So that is not an issue, because being in my field, I think most of us have work from home as of now. And it would be not hard for you to travel, since you can work from anywhere within Germany. And that would not be an issue. And since even he's studying as of now, so he doesn't have to go to every day to work or every day to college. So he keeps traveling. So it's quite a travel, but I think we can manage. It's not something too difficult.
Awesome. And you moved to Munich, obviously, because your company is from Munich. You moved there from Bangalore. You worked for them remotely first, then you moved to Munich. And you told me it's a quite nice story how you find your apartment. Tell us about that. I like that really.
Yes, I started searching online the standard standard websites which are available for Germany. You can go and search. But how I found is through Find a Job. There is a common group, WhatsApp group. So as part of that, we are provided access to these groups when you enroll as part of Find a Job in Germany. So once I got into one of those WhatsApp group, which is part of Munich group it is. So I started, I just texted, that I'm in need of an apartment. And the usual thing, I asked for, I gave a short description about why I'm looking for an apartment and what are my requirements. And based on that, there is another person as part of that group. She happened to have her roommate was shifting, and there was an available, a shared apartment. There was an available room. So that is how I connected with her. And luckily, even she was a software developer, and she was also living in Munich, quite near from my workplace. So the travel was also comfortable here. So I came, and within a week I had visited the place, and the initial month I had to stay temporarily at another place, but by February first week I got the apartment, and that is how I ended up in this apartment.
That's really great to hear, because over the years now, with so many software developers, we have so many developers come here, and now really this networking pays off, and you even
Yeah.
find you share apartments among each other. That's a great story for me personally, to see also that our work over the years pays off and is fruitful.
Yeah.
And then how is work going? Like, what would you say? Do you like it so far? It's all going good. What do you say about your new job?
Yes, I'm happy that I got it in the track which I have experience in, because most of the time what we developers face on a higher level on personal experience, what I would say is that we usually don't get our tech stack, and we struggle with finding the right tech stack, and we end up being in projects which are quite old or legacy, and we find it difficult
Mm.
to cope up with the tech stack, and there would be projects which are difficult. So I think in that way I'm lucky I got into a project which is having my tech stack, and that pays off because you have experience in almost 4 5 years of experience in a track. So you want to be as as part of a project or part of a company which is following the same tech stack. That will be really helpful, and I'm happy that there are a lot of tech stacks here in Germany as well, which is everybody has a place, and that is a good thing. And you don't have to be scared that okay, my tech stack is not here, it's not quite common, and it might be difficult to get, or there's no market. There's nothing like that. And if you are strong in your tech stack, there is always a company or a project which would be having that. It's just about finding the right thing and having the patience to get that. And I think that was something really good for me. I got into a company with the same tech stack and the same work culture, which I appreciate.
Mm.
And yeah, that was one advantage. I think I was lucky enough to get it.
Okay. I guess you also, I remember in India and Bangalore, you work for a quite big company, right?
Yeah.
And now you're working for a typical small, medium-sized German company. I don't know how many employees does your new company have, 50 or 100 or so?
No, it is somewhere around 3,000 with
Really?
3,000. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite big.
1,000. Yeah,
Because
but back in India, it is even huge because MNCs would be having 10,000, 15,000 employees. That is
Mhm.
quite common there. But yeah, compared to that, it's quite small. And has a team, it is even smaller. It is, um, 20 or 25 core developers you would
Okay.
see around.
Mhm. And how is that? How is that different? Is that different for you? Uh,
Yeah, it depends again on the company. So I think my company, even though it's a small team, they are well experienced. And I think that is what matters. If you have a good supporting team with good experience, I think you would be well handled, and you can have a good initial support, which is very necessary because you're into a new country and new work culture. There would be a little bit of difference. I work culture wise, yes, there is, it is more about quality here. So I think back in India, it's about how fast you do the code and how fast you end up getting the result. But here it is about, even if you take some time, you need to provide them a good output, a quality of output. And I think the quality of code it's very important here, at least in the firm I work and at least in the company I'm working in. So they keep it a point that I not only get the output, but I also get it the right way and my process is proper. So the process is, again, very clear, and there is no confusion about the process. It is quite clear whom to approach, what to do, and I'm part of, it's an agile process. And that is clearly not every company or not every team follows it very clearly. But being part of a team which clearly follows that process will give you some sort of clarity.
Mhm.
And that I think that is a good part here.
Awesome. I was thinking, because a lot of people get in touch, and then the German companies have like 50 or 100 employees, and they are scared because in India they work for those huge, and they think in Germany it's normal to work for a smaller company. Like, job security is good, salary is usually good, work-life balance is good. So, but it's a process to also get used to that. That's also one major difference between Germany and India I found over the years. Um, so yeah, what is next for you? What are the next steps? What are your plans for this year then?
Yes, I think as of now, I just want professionally at that out front. I would want to, understand the business because that's important here.
Mm,
As I told you, they give a lot of importance to the quality of your work.
mm,
So understanding the business and understanding the work culture here, understanding people, and I'm I really want to learn the language
mm,
so that they say in IT you don't need to learn the language, and that is to some extent yes, because at least in my department, development department, you don't need to know the language, but it is always nice to know because you can interact with more Germans, and you can understand more, culturally, you can understand um, more about Germany, and learning a new language is my motto as of now. So I am planning to, enroll myself into some of the other online classes and learn new language, make new friends here, travel places. So it's the common thing. Traveling, coming to Europe, you have to travel. And I think that is one advantage here. You can travel a lot, and I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome, perfect. To end up, if you had to share one advice or for software developers or tech people from India moving to Germany, what would you share? What would that be if you think about it?
Yes, there would be a lot of doubt, or you would be self-doubting, and you would be really scared. And I think that is one part where you need the support. That is why finding a support is very important. And I think that if you get that, courage to do it, you should not hesitate to find an opportunity, because it is not difficult to find a job, if, at least in development field. You would find a job here, and it's just about patience and having confidence. Self confidence is also important,
Mm,
and just brush up your basics. And I think providing interview is the major part. You would gradually understand how to crack the interviews, and it might take some time, but have patience. And I think that is more important. Have patience and have some self confidence, and everything else would fall into place.
awesome. Thanks a lot, Anjali. It was a pleasure, and thank you for that. For that great ending as well. That's exactly also what I'm always telling people in my strategy calls. I'm wishing you all the best for your future here in Germany, and we probably see each other soon. We also have meetups. Maybe if you're traveling to Berlin, let me know. And yeah, if you also a software developer, if you're working in tech and IT and you want to move to Germany, start a career here, get in touch with us. Watch our 30 minutes training video, which you'll find below this video. And then book a get to know call with us. That's a 10-minute WhatsApp call. We check your profile. We see if you're eligible for the program. And if so, we're going to discuss things in more detail in a 45 minutes video call. And after that, you can join our process, our program. And then usually it takes 2 to 3 months to get an offer here. All the best, Anjali. See you soon. Bye bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Bye. Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.